This video is for the critics of Baby Step 1 who said, as you guys heard earlier, oh, but $1,000 is not enough for an emergency. You ever seen only a $1,000 medical bill? I mean, like, come on, people. Yeah, it's not enough money. Sure, it's not enough money, but also, like we said in the previous video, 22% of people in the United States have no emergency money, so having even $1,000 is enough. Now, the answer for those people is Baby Step 3. And Baby Step 3 is the one that personally I'm most passionate about because this is the one that helps you feel most safe. Baby Step 2, getting rid of your debts, helps you to feel free, and it helps take that long-term stress off of your shoulders. But having Baby Step 3 completed, having 3 to 6 months of emergency money set aside that you can use when, let's say, a car dies, or you get a big medical bill, or you lose a job. Having 3 to 6 months, preferably 6 months of emergency money set aside so that you have something to fall back on creates this big amount of peace where you don't have to worry about how you're going to get food on the table this month because you have emergency money for that. That's why I get so passionate about the baby steps. It's mainly because of Baby Step 3. It is my favorite of the baby steps. Now, once you've got your $1,000 saved up, and then once you knock out your debts, where exactly do you put 3 to 6 months of expenses? What I would do, and what I would tell all of you to do, is to put it in a separate money market account. This is an account that you don't have a credit card for, but that you can shift funds, not a credit card, a debit card for, something that you can take and shift funds from it into your checking and savings account. Okay? It's set aside so that you forget about it almost. This is the important thing when it comes to investing. In order to be successful in investing, you don't spend a lot of time checking the stock market, looking for which stocks are hot and buying it when it's hot, dropping them like, no. To be successful in the stock market, you find a steady fund, you put a little money in it each month, and you forget about it. You let it sit there until retirement. This is how the majority of millionaires became wealthy in the United States. And that's what we would call our Roth IRAs, our Roth 401ks, or your match program through your work. That's how you become long-term wealthy. But it's the same concept when it comes to your emergency fund, your big emergency fund, the fully funded one. If you want to go up to a year, you can, but you really don't need to, because you really want to save the rest of that money to take care of baby steps 4, 5, and 6. So saving up 3 to 6 months. So let's say you make about $40,000 a year, and you look at your monthly expenses. You're like, okay, so I've got my rent. My rent is at about $1,000. Okay. My food, I can get by on, let's say, $200 of food, which is very doable. I've done it. My bills together, my electricity and my water together are going to be another $200, so $1,400 a month is, close to what we're looking at. There's other things as well, but that's about close to what we're looking at. All of those things together, you put all of that into one area and then you multiply it by 6, okay? If your monthly expenses are, let's say, $1,400 a month, multiply that by 6. That's how much money you need to have. You set it in that account, and then you leave it alone. You don't touch it until you really, actually, seriously need it. And because we've had to do this before. I remember not too long ago, we actually doing Baby Step 3, really came in handy for us because the Jeep that I was driving, which was for a little while a fairly reliable vehicle, suddenly stalled out in the middle of the road while my wife was driving it. And we had been having more problems with it those past couple of months. And with it stalling out on her, we finally said, you know what? We're tired of trying to keep it alive. Let's just replace it. And we had in our emergency fund account the $5,000 necessary to take and to go purchase a vehicle without a loan. That's the purpose of having a fully funded emergency fund. And then when you spend out of it, you stop in the other areas, and you refill it. Now, when it comes to investing 15% of your household income into retirement, keep doing that. But like the other things, like if you're paying off your home early in baby step 6, you would stop that for just a moment so you can refill that emergency fund. But that's the whole premise of having it. And how safe would you feel? Let me ask you this. Let's say you have the 6 months of expenses, okay? You lose your job, and it takes you 2 months to find it. And you've used up, let's say 2 months worth of expenses from that emergency fund. You were careful. You didn't spend like crazy from it. You only used it for like your regular bills and things. And you still have 4 months worth left in it. That's still technically a fully funded emergency fund. You were out of a job for 2 months, and you're still afloat. How safe do you feel? That's why baby step 3 is so important. And that's why I encourage you to pay off those debts, because your monthly expenses are going to be through the roof if you still have debts. If you're still paying $500 to $700 on a car payment, if you still have, like, let's say $200 every month on a credit card, $200 on a personal loan, you have all of these things that are just piling, all of these debts that you have to keep up with. You've got medical debts that you've been hanging on to because they don't really collect interest the way that credit cards do. So you've just been paying the minimum payments. Well, that makes that number in baby step 3 bigger. And that's why it comes after baby step 2. Because by paying off all of your debts, you've reduced how much you have to have every month. Instead of being stuck at a job that you hate because you have to make X amount of money, you can pay it all off, and now you've got the freedom to look for the thing you want to do. Because it won't take as much to have 3 to 6 months of expenses. That's the whole point of doing baby steps 2 and 3 together. I hope I've inspired a little bit in you guys for this. The safest I've felt financially is when we've had baby step 3 done. And if you've never had that before, let me know what it feels like when you get there. Work on paying off those debts. Get rid of them student loans. Get rid of them credit card debts. Get rid of that car loan. And then once you get to that 3-month mark where you've got 3 months of emergency money set aside, let me know how it feels, because I want you to be able to share in the excitement of feeling financially safe, like you don't have to worry where the next meal is coming from. That's all I got for you guys today. A little bit shorter of a video, but once you do the first 2 steps, the rest of them come a lot easier. I will see you guys next time for baby step 4.